Hi, my name is Maureen Russell. I'm a conservator of objects and sculpture. I'm the senior conservator for the state of New Mexico, and I've been working for the Cantor Foundation for about 32 years. And we travel around prior to the installation of the exhibitions and condition the sculptures. We put them in good condition, so weathering or anything that has happened to them through the years is taken care of. So in this case, we did condition reporting first and took photographs to assess the condition of the sculptures. Then we in-paint areas that have could be weathering furrows or
The patina has worn away
from weathering from wind, rain, and snow. And then we apply colored waxes that we make and bring it back to the patina. And we apply a lot of applications of the wax to protect it, especially if you're outside.
So is this the wax you use?
Yeah, that's some of them. And some are, very different colors. But basically on this one, we're doing a palette of what the artist had made it with the dark browns, a warm brown, and a much darker one. So they're very translucent when they go on. And when the surfaces are weathered, like at the very top of the sculpture, it becomes more porous. So it's much better with heat to keep working it in to the surface, and it gives a beautiful look to it.
Do you do a layer of one color and a layer of another one, or do you mix the two colors together?
It's like painting on a sculpture. We look at where highlights are, where the artist put certain colors, and we try to replicate that as closely as possible. So in dark shadowed areas, we use one color, and light highlights, we use another one. And it's so gratifying, like at the end of the day, when you come back and see how beautiful it looks.
How often does this have to be done?
It should be done twice a year, usually, especially if they're outside. It can be less when they're inside of a gallery, because you can imagine, the weathering furrows that can come down. Some parts of the country, they get sand blasted by dust and dirt. What do you think, Monty?
Yeah, I mean, if it's windy outside and there's loose soil around, I mean, that will all blow and onto the sculpture, and it just receives the blows year after year, and so it really does.
It gets very porous.
Yeah. People don't think of bronze as porous, but it actually is. It really, when you're applying wax on a hot sculpture, it just soaks right in. And it's not the kind of thing that anyone ever expects.
So we do lots of
But, yeah.
applications.
Yeah, and filling up the pores with the wax really helps protect it from the elements when it's outside,
So,
as well as make it look better.
do you? How much wax are you going to put on this while you're here? Do you go through a pint of it, a gallon of it?
It's hard to say. We know these sculptures so well, and you can tell by the feel. It's like, oh, it's finally really starting to suck in and really taking. It's repairing the surface, but it's different for every time, and every time we do them.
You never know.
Each sculpture is different. Some have very, very thin patinas, and they require a lot more treatment. This used to be at Mrs. Cantor's home, and I think I started treating it in the early 90s, in about 92. But it's one of my favorites. I just love this sculpture.
Did Rodin use the same color patinas on all of his works?
No, there's a great variety on the patinas that he used. There was one in the show called Mrs. Russell, and it has a beautiful silvery patina, very nickel-like. But no, he experimented with a lot of different patinas. But we replicate what the original was on that particular sculpture.
Yes, we have different palettes of colors just depending upon what each sculpture needs. So occasionally we have a green wax that we made up, that we mixed up specially to match more of a green patina that you can find on some sculptures. They're not as much, but still every now and then there are those areas where green is really what you need to bring out the original green that was there. So like Maureen said, I mean, it really is a lot of painting that we're doing, but we're not making anything up. We're just trying to match what was there.
Yeah, that's not our
originally.
job.
So I noticed that you are using a brush. Can you show us your brush real quick?
It's a stipple brush, or used in stencils, and I use both the brush and my fingers. It really depends upon what the surface is and how smooth it is, how dark the wax is that I'm applying, because really dark wax can sometimes leave streaks if you don't rub it in well enough. So it'll be kind of a combination of two that we use. And then once there's a full application of wax on, we'll then buff it up with soft brushes and
Compacted cotton.
really nice sort of pure cotton cloths is what you need, and that gets the really nice shine that you can pick and choose on the highlights how shiny it is versus matte, and that's also something that we play with to get the surface right.
The surface changes throughout the day with different light, so we keep working around the sculpture, both of us, and we'll each notice things that need more work, and so you need several days, and as the light changes during the day, it will really emphasize other areas.
Yeah, there's such a high contrast between the sheen and the dark patina that it takes a long time and different lights, different sort of angles of lights to really know that you've gotten the whole sculpture done. So it's, you have to work with your tools, and that includes the sun outdoors.
Yeah, the sun really helps it be absorbed into the surface of the patina and protects it that much more.
You notice we're not in the sun now, but that's because it's going to rain later, so there's special circumstances. We also did get a coat around a lot of it yesterday when it was a little warmer, so this is kind of a second go around. So
So do you only do this when it's warm outside?
Yes, usually. We do hot waxing sometimes in environments that have a lot of snow to do a different sort of surface. But with these rodins, like they have lived in California for a long time. This one has been on the roof of a Met. We do the treatment according to what the environment is. So.
Well, thank you so much. Can you tell us your names?
My name is Maureen Russell, and I live in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I work for the museums in the state. I'm senior conservator for the museums of New Mexico and monuments.
I'm Lina Thompson, and I formerly, until just recently, was also working for the state of New Mexico for about 17 years. And with Maureen off and on throughout the last 20 years,
We
actually.
worked together at LA County Museum before this, so we've been a good team. And then Terry Hofstetter is the other member of our team.
Hello, Terry.
Nice to meet you.
And Kristen Kimberlin, the registrar here at the Dixon. Well, thank you so much for teaching us about protecting Rodin sculptures.
You're welcome. I'm happy to